Wednesday. We got a few games. Let's get into it. The first game for KD. They got an easy win, 105-91. Kevin Durant, yep, 2 for 10 for 15. Easy game for KD, 2 threes, 23 points, and only 27 minutes. Maybe they give KD a few more games to ramp up, and this is a good game because Charlotte Hornets, their defense is they're not known for their defense. DeAndre Ayton still great, getting those rebounds, 16 points, but his usage, like he only took 10 field goals. So with KD around, he's gonna lose a few more shots, but it's not gonna impact his fantasy too much because as long as he's getting the rebounds and the defensive stats, I think we're gonna be okay. Devin Booker had 37 points. Yep, 3 threes, great. Chris Paul with 11 assists and 2 steals. Nothing much is gonna change with CP3 and Josh Okogie. He's still starting. So if you want to have him, but his usage is completely gone. So he's not gonna have a lot of points or threes, but still can provide some defensive stats. And then like you look at the minutes of the rest of Phoenix Suns, they're not getting any minutes. So we can forget about those. For the Charlotte Hornets, Kelly Oubre Jr. now is a must roster. With LaMelo Ball out for the season, it's funny. Well, Dennis Smith Jr. only got 26 minutes. I like Dennis Smith Jr. more because the assists and the steals. But right now this game he only played 26. I think he's gonna play more. Maybe Gordon Hayward also get a few less minutes as we get to the end of the season. But Kelly Oubre Jr. is now a must roster. He took 24 field goals. He's going to give you a lot of counting numbers. He's going to average around 20 points, I think, and some threes. So really good stuff. Mark Williams, 11. Yeah, he's also a must roster. 11 points and 10 rebounds. While Nick Richards also had played 20 minutes. Didn't do much other than the 2 blocks. And JT Thor, as long as PJ Washington is out, we could stream this guy. But takeaways, Kelly Oubre Jr. is a must roster. Same thing with Dennis Smith Jr. With LaMelo Ball out for the season, it's unfortunate. The next game is the Chicago Bulls beat the Detroit Pistons 117-115. A great win for the Bulls because they need to win every single game. A great win for a great game for Patrick Beverley. 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 steals, and a block. It is against the Pistons, so I don't know how many those defensive stats actually made. But you could stream him for a little bit everything, Patrick Beverley. Caruso had some personal fouls, played only 20 minutes. You could stream him for defensive stats always. Vucevic, 12 points and 9 rebounds, and Zach LaVine has been playing pretty well. He kind of have a slow start of the season because of the injuries. Lately, he's been dropping. Let's see, where is he at on the season? LaVine. Yeah, well, he's still just a 50th ranked player. Could be better, but he's more like top 35, 40 in the last few weeks. For Detroit, Kaden Hayes, another decent game, but he only played 24 minutes. A lot of the minutes went to Corey Joseph. I don't know why they give Corey Joseph minutes now. Jaden Ivey also had a decent game, but again, the efficiency is pretty horrible. But Kaden Hayes had 3 steals again, 7 assists in just 24 minutes. Bogdanovic played huge, 34 minutes. They were really trying to win this game. Play Bogdanovic 40 minutes. And Jalen Duren is still out. Isaiah Stewart is out. So, of course, James Wiseman comes in playing 29 minutes. So, we don't know how the minutes going to shake out. But one thing is, like, nobody's going to play 30 minutes consistently, which really sucks for all the parties involved. The next game, the Celtics beat the Cavaliers at home 117-113. Donovan Mitchell. This game went overtime? No, it didn't go to overtime. But Donovan played 43 minutes. That's more like it. 44 points, 4 threes, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. What a game from Donovan. Darius Garland also had 29 points and 9 assists with 4 steals and 5 threes. These 2 guards had a great game versus the Celtics. Jared Allen not so much, but added 3 steals and 2 blocks, so I take that back. Evan Mobley had 30. Yeah, I mean, those big four on the Cavs are very, very solid. And you could stream Karis LeVert for some assists and for some little bit defensive stats, not really providing anything else. But he seems to be the only guy coming off the bench that can get some extra minutes. They're very starter minutes heavy. For the Celtics, Jason Tatum had a great bounce back game, 41 points, 4 threes. Yeah, Jason Tatum is very, very inconsistent. Like he could be averaging 30 points, A lot of games he just scores 14, 15, and then there'll be games he scores 45 or 40 points, like this game. Kind of inconsistent. Jaylen Brown had 16 points, not much else, and Robert Williams continued to put up. Yeah, this is why we don't want to drop it. I mean, 1 shoot and 2 blocks. We're still waiting for the game where he blocks 6 shots. I think it's coming at some point, but yeah, I mean, he's healthy, he's playing, can't complain too much. And Al Horford also had a great game offensively. And with all the guys back, Marcus Smart had 3 steals, that's okay. With all the guys back, Brogdon and Derrick White also was in a bit foul trouble, but they just become stream guys, especially in the playoffs. The next game is Philadelphia. The Miami Heat beat them the other night, and then this game without Joel Embiid on the road, yep, they beat them by 20 plus points. And they started PJ Tucker, but Paul Reed is the guy that we actually want to stream. Had 14 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 16 points, and a plus 26, while PJ Tucker was a minus 3. Yep, every time Joel Embiid is out, Paul Reed is the guy we want to stream. And I think Embiid probably going to play tonight because he was a back-to-back. He's just resting today and then resting yesterday and playing today. So, well, you can monitor his status. Maybe you can get one more game out of Paul Reed. James Harden also played well, 23 points with 5 assists, only 5 assists on the block, 4 threes. Tyrese Maxey finally got the start. Due to Embiid out, had a good offensive game, and DeAnthony Melton continued to put up solid enough numbers and getting solid enough minutes. 2 threes, but 2 steals in the block. Not bad. Tobias Harris had 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal in the block, and 2 threes. So, Joel Embiid out, everybody gets to eat a little bit. For the Miami Heat, due to the blowout, nobody really played a lot of minutes. Gabe Vincent, where's Kyle Lowry? We don't mind continue to stream Gabe Vincent for some points, for some threes, for a little bit of assists and steals. Tyler Hero also had 6 assists, but nobody really shot the ball well on this team other than, Bam and Jimmy Butler both played okay, but not impressive. And Kevin Love, I think, in the playoffs, if you need threes, you need rebounds, Kevin Love is the guy. Although, he hasn't had a really good game yet. It's going to give him some time. But if you need rebounds and threes, sure, stream that guy. The next game is the Brooklyn Nets got destroyed by the Knicks. Knicks has been on the road. They scored 142 points. Cameron Johnson, huge game. His best game as a Net so far, or maybe his career. 33 points, he has 7 threes. He's absolutely a must roster. Mikal Bridges, Spencer Dinwiddie, these Claxton, I guess you can call them the big 4 on the Nets. Dorian Finney-Smith, he usually gets 30 minutes, but a lot of minutes went to some of the other guys like Cam Thomas, Royce O'Neal, Seth Curry coming play. They are a very, very deep team, the Brooklyn Nets. Mikal Bridges, after going off, still had 21 points, 8 for 8 on the free throw line is really nice, and Spencer Dinwiddie had 10 assists and 2 steals. But they're no match for the New York Knicks. The Knicks, led by Jalen Brunson. Let's see, man. The problem with Knicks, that 1 year when they made the playoffs versus the Atlanta Hawks, the problem is Julius Randle. In the playoff, when the teams have a defensive game plan against Julius Randle, he just kind of become useless, right? Super, super bad efficiency. Maybe Jalen Brunson can change that. They're going to make the playoffs this year. Let's see. Versus top team, it's going to be tough, but can they put up a fight? Jalen Brunson has been balling. 39 points, 5 threes, great game from him. Quentin Grimes also had himself a decent game, 22. But the minutes is no longer, ever since Josh Hart got there, he's been eating minutes from him, Quentin Grimes, and also Emmanuel Quickly too, getting a few more extra minutes every other game. And RJ, I think RJ is just a clear drop for me at this point. Unless, you could stream him if they got a good schedule, right? If you need some points and some rebounds, maybe, then you can use RJ. Julius Randle had a 21 point. Julius Randle also been playing okay at 4 threes. Mitchell Robinson, perfect from the field, 10 rebounds and still in the block. Can't complain with that. All right, the next game, the Grizzlies beat the Rockets. No surprise. Jaren Jackson Jr. had another game with 5 blocks. Yeah, he's just been unbelievable lately. Ja Morant, after scoring 40 points, had come down a little bit. Versus the Rockets, also a blowout. 20 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals. Not bad. And Desmond Bane scored 30 points in 29 minutes. Dylan Brooks continued to again, like in the playoffs, you could stream him for points if you need points and threes, but definitely drop him if you're trying to win field goal. Well, he shot 50% this game versus the Rockets. And then the Rockets, Kevin Porter Jr. is back, had 11 points and 2 threes. Sure, if he's out on the waiver wire, obviously a pickup. He can provide you in multiple categories. Jalen Green, 20 points with 4 threes and a block. Okay, we're still waiting for him to kind of just go off. And Tari Eason come off the bench, had a steal and 3 blocks, 7 rebounds. Like, this guy, give him minutes. He's really, really good. So, but he's kind of, I don't know. Jabari Smith only got 21. He's way better than Jabari Smith when it comes to putting up fantasy numbers. I don't know about real life. Jabari Smith is pretty bad. Like, at least his offensive game. I don't know about his defense at the moment. Kenny Martin Jr. getting the minutes. Yep, absolutely must roster. And now Jason Tate gets 18. Yeah, the minutes is interesting. If Tari Eason can get consistent 25 minutes, then we want to have this guy. The next game is the Orlando Magic. Yeah, I mean, the Milwaukee, they won 16 straight. Yeah, that's easy. Fred Wagner, 18 points, went 1-3. Okay, but didn't really do anything else. Pancaro had just 9 points, but added 2 blocks, 5 assists. It's okay. I think once all the guys are healthy, his scoring has been down a little bit. And his efficiency, we know, is horrible. But the counting numbers are still there. Wendell Carter Jr. played just 24 minutes because the blowout, had 10 rebounds in 19. Not that impressive. But Markel Fultz is the best fantasy player on this team. 21 points, good efficiency from the field, 5 assists and 7 rebounds. The rest of the Magic guys, they're pretty horrible. The Bucks, Giannis did enough damage, scored 30 points in 27 minutes. Not much else to say. Lopez continues to just play super well. 18 points with 4 threes, but no blocks. Jrue Holiday, 23 points. And Chris Middleton missed this game again, and no surprise. And those 16 games, a lot of those games, they won games without Giannis, and Middleton was almost never there. So you gotta think, right? If they're full strength, they're really, really good. Grayson Allen hit 4 threes, also not bad. Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton, these guys are streamers. The next game, wow. The Lakers. This is a game that they really need to win, actually. I don't know if Oklahoma City Thunder is still trying to win because, well, it's not their fault that Shea is. But now, after this loss, they are 2.5 games behind the 10th seed, and they lost 5 straight. So they're almost out of it. So I think guys like Shea is gonna be in a risk of, let's see, but he's gonna miss every back-to-back games the rest of the season. To this, once they're out of the play-ins, right? They have nothing else to play for. And the Lakers, great. They are right there. They're only 1 game behind the 10th seed. And they did this game, they're going to be with LeBron for a few weeks. And this game, no AD, but don't matter. Right? They got it done. Dennis Schroeder, 26 points, 6 assists, great. Who else played well this game? Other than Dennis Schroeder, Austin Reeves is pretty impressive, but he did it in 24 minutes. 8 for 9 from the free throw line, 19 points. Mo Bamba could be a good stream, but he ended up being in foul trouble. And Vanderbilt had a steal and a block. Malik Beasley didn't even shoot the ball that well, had 3 threes. But every time AD is out, Mo Bamba could be the guy that we go stream. Depending on how many acquisitions you have in the playoffs. If you have 1 a day, yeah, of course, just use them. Oklahoma City Thunder with no Shea. Jalen Williams kind of took over again. 24 points, 3 threes, 7 assists, 2 steals. What a game from him. Great stuff. Josh Giddey, a triple-double, almost a triple-double. Good to see him do that. And Isaiah Joe came off the bench, hit 3 threes, 15 points. Yeah, Isaiah Joe, right? He's probably on the waiver wire. You could have this guy as long as Shea is out. And Lou Dort also chipped in 19 points. If Oklahoma City lose 1 or 2 more games, they're going to be out of it. Right now, their chance is also pretty low. Let's talk about the last game of the night. The New Orleans Pelicans, they keep winning. 121, not keep winning, sorry. This is really bad loss for the Portland actually. 121, 110. Herbert Jones was in a bit foul trouble. Still played 28 minutes. Sure, defensive specialist. Brandon Ingram, huge game, 40 points. They needed that. This game, CJ McCollum, 24 points is good. But they have some injuries at the moment. Obviously Zion is still maybe weeks away, and Valanciunas was out. Larry Nance Jr. also out. So Willie Hernangomez played 21 minutes. Josh Richardson kind of came down to earth quite a bit. Only played 20 minutes. He was pretty horrible in those 20, minus 16. And Jackson Hayes also able to come in, had 16 points. And Trey Murphy. But yeah, I would continue to hold Josh Richardson for one more game and see what happens. Because he's been playing really, really well. Maybe just a bad night for him. And the Portland Trailblazers, Damian Lillard, another game with 41 points. I mean, he's been averaging 40 points in the last month or two. He's really trying hard, trying to make that, just to make the plays, right? Anthony Simons actually came back crazy and immediately hurt his ankle. So maybe they rushed him. I'm not too sure. If he's out on the waiver wire and you're in a good spot, you could have him put in your IR. Otherwise, we don't know. Like, he sprained his ankle again. So he might be out for a week or two. So if you're in the playoffs, for sure, just don't bother drop him if you're in a close matchup. Drew Eubanks play 18 because when they come back, they need some time to also ramp up. By that time, your season might be over. Jeremy Grant played well, and Matisse Thybulle, wow, another great game. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 2 threes, still have 4 blocks. And it seems like Cam Reddish is the one who's losing the minutes. So they really like Matisse. Absolutely must roster. If you got him, congratulations. And that's it, guys. I'll see you next time.